And I have something in my eye. Off to a great start. Hey guys, it's Brianna and it has been a minute. I think the last video I put up was in October for Halloween. I haven't posted a lot of videos because I've just been super busy. I graduated college recently in May. I guess that wasn't that recent, that was like a year ago. Whoa, reality check. It's been a year almost since I graduated from college. But I've just been getting into the swing of things with my new job and all that jazz. And I thought, what a better way to come back to making videos, spoiler alert, they probably won't be regular, than a March favorites video. You can find out what I've been loving recently. You guys can let me know what you have been loving recently down in the comments because I would love to know. I don't want to make this intro super duper long, so if you have any questions about what I've been up to since the last video I put up, leave them below. Otherwise, I am going to get right into it. In favorites video fashion, I'm going to start with clothing. Get it? Fashion? It's fine, I hate me too. So first thing is this. Basically any shirt that's in this style. I don't know if this is mock neck or turtleneck, but I think I like both. This is an example of something I've been wearing a lot lately. I just think that with short hair, it like really complements it a lot. And then I also have this one, which I think qualifies more as a turtleneck because it's like higher or whatever. It is cropped. I don't know if you can see this, but I will insert pictures and whatnot so you could see them on. But yeah, and also clearly I have a color palette going here, which I didn't realize till just now, but I guess it's kind of true that a lot of my wardrobe is like darker colors like this, a lot of reds and a lot of purples and stuff like that. And one more clothing favorite is actually a pair of shoes. I have these. Don't remember the name of the shoe store that I got these from, but these are just the Fergie brand. So these are Fergie shoes and they are just like a little ankle booty. They have the zipper on that side and they're a decent height. For me, I'm pretty tall, I'm 5'7", so I don't really need that much height. They're comfortable and they pretty much go with everything. I had been borrowing my mom's pair similar to these and I decided it was time I needed to get some for myself. And then for like jewelry slash accessories favorite, I have my Daniel Wellington watch. This bad boy. It is the gold one. I forget exactly which size it is, but I will include the details in the description below. But it's just the gold one with the black face. And then I got it with the black leather strap. It's super simple and I've been really into gold lately. I had been into silver jewelry and stuff like that for a while, but I've recently started wearing more gold. So I usually will wear this and I'll just pair it with some gold rings. Also, quick side note, I am noticing that the clouds just came out. I am using daylight to film this video, so if the lighting changes, I am sorry, I cannot control the natural light, so just bear with me on that. Next, let's talk about skincare and hair care products. I don't have any makeup favorites this month. I don't really wear all that much makeup anymore, so that's why I didn't include any. But I did want to include this. This is the Olay Masks Fresh Reset in Pink Mineral Complex. It's a clay mask stick. And honestly, I don't know if this actually does anything for my skin. It feels really nice when I put it on, and after I take it off, my skin feels good. I don't know if it does anything revolutionary, but the reason I love this so much is it is so easy to use. You literally just twist off the cap, and it's basically like a big giant roller. Like it's like a chapstick. You just roll it up, roll it on your skin. It takes like 2 minutes, leave it on for 10 minutes and rinse it off. There's no getting anything on your hands. So I really like this. It's probably a huge gimmick, but it worked on me. And then for all of us ladies who just want to go that extra day without washing their hair again, I swear by this dry shampoo, the Batiste, I think that's how you pronounce it, Instant Hair Refresh Dry Shampoo. This is the coconut and exotic tropical one, which I just bought before I had whatever the pink one is, the pink and white can. And I actually like all the scents, but I have been privy to this one lately because it makes me feel very tropical, like I'm going on vacation, and the weather is starting to warm up here, so I really enjoy this scent. They also, for people who have super dark hair, I know like you can get a white cast or whatever, I don't really have that problem, but for people who do, they have like tinted ones, which I think is pretty cool. So definitely check this out if you're looking for a good dry shampoo. Let's talk about books. I've been super into reading last month. I kind of fell off the bandwagon towards the end of March, but I would like to start a new book, so I just bought a couple. But the one that I loved in March was Elevation by Stephen King. I am a huge Stephen King fan, and if you like his stuff, or even if you're interested in getting into it, but you're not sure if you're gonna like the super sci-fi weird stuff that he writes, like, I wouldn't suggest you start with like the Gunslinger series or like any of those books, but this is a good one. It is, I don't know if you can see this, but like the pages are super small and the font is pretty big, which is nice because it's a super easy read. I read this in maybe 2 hours. I think the book is only 146 pages, and it is one of his newer ones. I think it actually came out, yes, 2018. So it's one of his newer books. And essentially it is about a man named Scott Carey. He has discovered that he has a really weird condition where he's losing weight, but he's not getting any thinner. So basically he's staying the same size. He can wear a jacket filled with like weights or whatever, get on a scale, and he still weighs the same amount. Losing weight without losing any mass. It's kind of detailing the struggle of like, basically he's disappearing, and towards the end you get to see like, it starts to affect his life. I don't want to give anything away, but it is a really good read, and my mom actually read this, and she's usually into like romantic novels or like mysteries and stuff, and she liked this book, so check it out. The next thing I want to talk about is television. I have 2 shows that I had been and still am loving from the month of March. First one is The Walking Dead, which just finale'd recently. I'm not going to give you any spoilers for any of these shows because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But if you have ever watched any of The Walking Dead and fell off the bandwagon like a lot of people did, you need to get back into it. I was one of the loyal fans that stuck around. I don't blame anybody who dropped off because it got really bad towards like the middle, but I felt like I had to stick with it. And this past season was so good. Specifically, like the last 2 episodes of the season were amazing. So if you have fallen off the bandwagon, I am telling you, get back on it, honey, because I feel like next season's gonna be really good. And this past season was amazing, so you don't want to miss that. The other show is called Happy, and it's like happy with an exclamation point at the end. It's a sci-fi show. My brother Justin got me into it, so thanks, Justin. I'll give you like the summary of season 1. This guy whose daughter has an imaginary friend named Happy, and Happy's a character in the show. The little girl gets kidnapped by like this crazy Santa guy. Bear with me, it sounds really strange. I thought it sounded really strange too. When I watched it, it was really strange, but it's actually really good. So she gets kidnapped by this like deranged Santa guy, and Happy, her imaginary friend, goes to Nick, her father, basically tells him, you need to help me find Haley. Like, she's been kidnapped, because Nick isn't really in his kid's life. I don't even think he actually knows that he has a kid. And Nick is like a drunk and a drug addict and a lowlife former cop, and he like goes on this journey with this imaginary friend to try to save his daughter from this kidnapper. Definitely watch it. Season 2 just started. I've only watched episode 1 of season 2. I think there's been 2 episodes so far. It's really, really, really strange, but I'm telling you, give it a shot because it's actually really good. Next, I wanted to talk about movies, and the reason I wanted to talk about it is because I actually just recently rediscovered this book that I got for Christmas years ago. I think I got this back in like 2014. It's called 1001 Movies You Must See Before You Die, and I decided to pull this out and watch a couple movies from it. One movie I did want to mention is The Theory of Everything, which is about Stephen Hawking. It's obviously not a new movie, but I hadn't seen it, and I watched it and I was like, wow, this is actually really entertaining. It felt very accurate, and I even looked up like, because Stephen Hawking himself, I think, like saw the movie and appreciated it and said that it was pretty accurate. Yeah, it was just a really, really interesting movie. I felt like I learned a lot, and it was very engaging, and I was never bored watching it. It's on Netflix. I believe that's how I watched it. Check it out if you haven't seen it. And now for music favorites, I have 3 artists listed down here for music I've been loving for the month of March, but let's be honest, I've been loving these people for longer than just 1 month. But they're ones that I've been recently into, so I wanted to bring them up. The first is Tori Kelly. I actually just went to her concert a few days ago, which technically is in April, but leading up to the concert, I have been listening to her on repeat for the past like a couple weeks because I've been super excited to see her live. If you've never listened to Tori Kelly, definitely do. Some of my favorites by her, real old school, if you look up her YouTube covers, Suit and Tie is one of my favorites. Also, some of her newer music, Unbreakable Smile is really good. I think that's probably my favorite one from the newest album. I also really like Something Beautiful. If you're looking for some Tori Kelly, check it out. The girl has like incredible range and she's just amazing. Another musical lady is Razi. She is sort of like a rising star, I guess you would call her. I discovered her through Pentatonics because she did a song with Scott from Pentatonics. It is amazing. You definitely need to go check her out. She just released an album recently. Some of my favorites are 2 Minutes, 66 Days. The album is called Bad Together and her song with Scott is called Lose Us. Literally every single song on the album is amazing and I think she deserves some more love. Let's move on to my YouTube favorite lately. This is gonna sound really strange, but some people like ASMR, some people like mukbangs, and I like watching chiropractor back cracking videos. That sounds really, really strange. But there are like, discovered recently this whole side of YouTube where literally they like crack people's back, like it's like a chiropractor that like cracks people's backs and stuff, and like the amount of relief people get from it, like from watching it, I feel like it's happening to me. If you hate the sound of cracking knuckles, you will hate it, but I personally crack my knuckles all the time, so I think that's why I like them a lot. I'm sorry if you find that very disturbing. Oh, the next is my food/drink favorites. I only have 2 this month. The first one is Nature Valley bars. I've loved these for a long time, but they have tons of different flavors. I personally like the sweet and salty nut granola bars. This is the dark chocolate peanut and almond one. I like these as just like a snack throughout the day. They're pretty filling in between meals. I like to think these are healthy because they have the word nature on the box. And they taste really good. Next thing is actually a juice. Those naked juices that you can get like at the grocery store. They're a little bit pricey, but they are really, really good. I personally love the strawberry banana flavor. I think the one that we have at home right now is like a mixed berry banana one, which is okay. It's not my favorite, but I sometimes struggle with getting like my daily dose of fruits in, so I like to drink a glass of fruit juice with my breakfast in the morning, and I know that orange juice is really, really acidic and oftentimes has a lot of added sugar, so I try to go for the naked juices because it's basically just fruit juice. I also wanted to talk about like my tech/app favorite, and this is kind of a random one, but I have been really into Twitter lately. Started a podcast recently, and that's kind of how I got back into Twitter because I started promoting it on there, and then I sort of just started doing like just random thoughts of mine that I would tweet out and stuff like that. I also started live tweeting The Walking Dead towards the end of the season. Nerd, I know, but it's super fun. And the last thing I want to talk about is like my activity/active favorites. Hiking. I have been really into hiking for a while now, but this past month I think I have gone like 3 times. I try to go like once a week now that it's getting nicer out here, and it's just another really good way like on the weekends, on like a Saturday morning or Sunday morning, to get out into nature and do something other than going to a gym and staying inside to work out. I really like to get outdoors, and it's actually very rewarding when you hike to the top of like a little summit and you get to see a nice view and see how high up you got. And that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. Little shameless plug, if you want to follow me, I am everywhere at It's Me Brie Lee. I also have a podcast called Oh Brother, Your Favorite Big Brother Podcast. If you're interested in Big Brother at all, it will be coming back this summer, so definitely subscribe to the podcast. You can literally listen to it anywhere you listen to podcasts, like iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, literally wherever. So subscribe to that. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye.